What is up? It is Wednesday, September the 13th, 7 a.m. New York time, and we are back live on YouTube for the 10K to $2 million funding challenge, sponsored by our amazing, awesome, incredible partners, Bespoke Funding Program. They give us all these awesome accounts to give away every month, help us support the stream. And they're truly one of the best in the business right now. And if you would like to purchase an account, I highly recommend you trying a challenge with Bespoke Funding. And you can use the code Venator and you get 15% off any challenge and 85% profit split, which is a really, really good deal. They're running currently a slightly better deal on their own Discord page. So you can use the affiliate link in the YouTube description and the YouTube bio on my YouTube page, and you can help support the stream that way. But I hope that you guys are having a great day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at in the world. I hope your day is going well or about to go well. Grateful to be here and grateful for you guys to show up and watch and participate with me every single day as we are trying to model and demonstrate what it takes to become a consistently profitable trader. Getting out of the 90% club. 90% of traders are failing, and it's probably even higher than that. They are failing, and not sure what to do or how to get out of that vicious cycle of repeated failure over and over and over again. They see everyone making all this money on social media. They see everyone getting funded and getting all these massive payouts with prop firms on social media, and they are chasing the dream, but they just continue to beat their head against the wall of failure, and they're not sure why. And that's why we are here every single day to demonstrate exactly what it takes to overcome that pattern of repeated failure and get funded and get payouts and stack accounts. Because on a maxed out account, you can make 2 to 3% a month, and you are going to change your life forever with that. So that's what we're here to do. And I'm so grateful that you guys choose to be here every single day. If you are just joining us here on the YouTube live stream, you can follow me on Twitter at Venator Trading, and you can jump into our Discord. It is all free. Everything is free. It's all there just to help you. I just want to be as helpful as I can. So one way that you can support this stream and support Venator Trading and what I'm doing here, you can hit that like button. That definitely helps. And when you're ready to make a purchase, just use that affiliate link or use that discount code Venator Trading. And it helps support the stream here and keeps everything free for everyone. So glad you guys are here. Good morning, Mr. Alfie. Good morning, Alpha Bridge. H, what's up? Saeem, good evening. Adrian Joseph, good morning. Saeem says, sorry I couldn't join yesterday as I hit a stop loss and I got out of my house. If I had stayed in front of the charts, I would have taken more. Currently at 2.2% drawdown. It's okay, Muhammad. You got this. It really is about patience. It's about not trading every day. It's about not taking a setup every single day. It is about patience. And it's about discipline. You know the education, you know your trading strategy, and now it comes down to patience and discipline. You have to execute your trading plan. You can't move your stop losses. You can't move to break even. You can't talk yourself into a setup that's not there. Wait for the A+ setups, my friend. Wait for that trophy buck to walk out and get right where you want it to be to take your shot. That's not going to happen every day. It's not going to happen every day. If you are trading every day, you're doing it wrong. If you're taking one or multiple trades every single day, you are doing it wrong. Stop it. You don't need to take multiple trades a day. In fact, the fewer trades you take in this business, the more likely you are going to find success. So stop it. I think I've seen today, you said you had 2 setups, one missed by 2 pips, another one missed by 3 pips, 5 are missed today. You didn't miss anything. You did not miss anything. The market is just the market. You didn't miss anything. There's another wave coming. There's another bust coming. There is another opportunity always going to be there. You didn't miss anything. The pain that you feel is a false alarm, and you have to learn to ignore it. It is a false alarm, my friend. It is not true. You did not miss something. You are a hunter. You are here to take down the trophy buck set. To take down that trophy buck. And if it's not exactly where you need it to be, you didn't miss it. You just let him move on and go about his business. You put your gun back down and you wait. You're only interested in taking the best shot on the best setup. That's it. And if you think your setup's about to show up and you're about to take your shot, you get ready like you did. And then if it's there, you take it. And if it comes and leaves, then you didn't miss anything. You were disciplined. You did exactly what you intended to do. I'm not here trying to sound upset. I'm here to try to hold you accountable. I'm here to encourage you and inspire you and let you know you did not miss something. There's nothing to be upset about. I understand how frustrated it is. I know you see me get frustrated when I get swerved on my entry. They suck. No doubt about it. But it doesn't change the fact that you executed exactly the way your trading system told you to execute. And that is a win. That is a win. It's not always going to pay off. It's not always going to work out in your favor when you do things the right way. You're going to do things perfectly on days, absolutely perfectly, and your stop loss is going to just get thrashed. Doesn't matter. Your job is not to make a certain amount of profit or a certain percentage gain. Your job is to execute your trading plan. That's what you do every single day, is to get in here, sit down at the charts, and execute your trading plan to the best of your ability. And if that trading plan, if that trading plan means that you're taking 2 or 3 or 4 setups every single day, you need to refine that trading plan. The profitable traders who are consistently getting paid out, who are consistently adding funds to their assets under management, they are taking 8 to 10 to 12 trades a month. That means they're only taking 1 to 2 trades a week. A week. There should be multiple days in a row where you don't trade. That your A+, beautiful, high probability setups, they do not happen every single day. They don't. And if you're taking multiple trades because you're trading across multiple strategies, you need to refine it down to one strategy. I promise you, guys, it is not a race. It is not how fast you get there. There's no extra reward for doing this quickly. The only thing you're going to give yourself is more pain and more frustration and more anger and more depression. You have got to slow down. You have got to just relax. There is no race. I know I sound angry right now. I'm not angry, but you've got this. I guess that's what I want to tell you. You can do this. Just relax, stay with it, and back off. Like, just back off. You have to back off from what you're doing. You've seen me in here for months now. I do the same thing every day. Nothing changes. I don't waver. I don't. Occasionally, I will make a mistake on forgetting about a news event or forgetting to delete a limit order that I told everyone else to delete. I will make mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes. But overall, I do the same thing every day. You guys sit in here and watch me. Nothing changes. I do the same thing every day. And I am perfectly content not trading. And I think some of you guys are not there. And that is a big problem. You have got to be content with not trading. You've got to get to a place where not taking a trade is absolutely 100% the right thing to do. It's okay to just close the charts and walk away. You're not missing anything. You're not missing profits. You're not missing trades. You're just going to talk yourself into pushing a button. You're going to talk yourself into seeing something that's not there. You're going to convince yourself that you're going to pass today. You're going to convince yourself to break a rule. So you've got to stop. You've got to stop. I'm not just talking to Saeem. I'm talking to everyone. I'm talking to all of you that continue to message me either on Discord or on Twitter saying, you know, I don't know what's wrong. My psychology's messed up. I continue to fail. Please help me. How do I fix my patience? You guys know the answers to this. You guys know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Stop taking so many trades. Wait for your A+ setups. And get very okay with the fact that there are going to be times while you're trading that even if you're doing everything perfectly the right way, you're still going to lose. You're still going to lose. That is part and parcel for this business. It is just the nature of being a trader. You're going to lose. You're going to go into drawdown. And if you let those things dictate what your next response is going to be, you're just going to keep losing and dig deeper into drawdown and violate your challenge and have to start all over. Relax, back off, take fewer trades. Just sit there and wait. Just sit there and wait. You're going to be able to put plenty of trophies up in the trophy room. I promise you, it will come. It will happen. You have got to wait. You have got to be patient. You have got to take all of the education that you have and now use that with discipline, with great discipline, execute your setup. And it's going to take extreme patience to do that. And on top of that, it's going to take a massive amount of perseverance to stick with this until you reach profitability. You guys can do this. You guys have it inside of you to do. But you got to grow up. You got to tell that 5-year-old inside of you to sit down and shut up. You're not going to let him take control and let him make stupid emotional decisions that are going to wreck your accounts. Grow up. Be mature. All right. That's my rant. I want to see you guys succeed. And so sometimes I'm going to say things to you that might sound I don't know, just not mean, but just direct. Just direct. I think if there's one thing that I've learned in life is that you have to run to the tension. And sometimes that means running to the tension when there's a problem between you and someone else. You run to that tension and you deal with it so that you can reconcile that relationship as quickly as possible. In a coaching situation, if they're not speaking to you in a direct way, they're a bad coach. If they see things that you're doing that are wrong and they're not correcting you, that's a bad coach. And if I see you doing something, and the way that I quote unquote see you doing something is when you give me information either here on the chat or on Twitter in a direct message or in Discord in a channel. When I see you doing something that needs to be corrected, I'm going to speak up and I'm going to correct it to the best that I can. That's what a coach does. So please do not hear me speaking to any of you this way. And it may not just be Saeem. I promise you there's other people that are listening to this stuff right now who need to hear the same words that I'm saying to him. So please don't just listen to the way that I'm talking to you and not hear the heart behind it. If I didn't care, I wouldn't say it. If I didn't want you to succeed, I would just shut up and make dumb jokes and put emojis on the charts to entertain you. But I want to see you succeed. I want to see more people put up certificates in the trophy room. And so to do that, I need to talk to you in a way sometimes that might sound pointed and direct and might even sound like I'm angry, and I'm not. It's not anger, it's passion. It's a passion to see you succeed. It's a passion to see you overcome the struggles and the obstacles that are standing in your way. So, cheers, mate. You got this. You got this. Mr. Parther, welcome in. Ashak, welcome in. Saeem says, I love you, man. Thank you for always being there for me. You bet, buddy. Bastion Souls, I joined the stream, but internet is bad now for me. Oh, sorry. We'll hope that irons out for you. Saeem says, one trade, one setup, one prayer for me, trying my best to be disciplined. And I know you are not angry. You won't. I do want what's best for you, 100%. I'm comfortable not trading without internet. Don't trade if you don't have internet. That's a bad thing. Don't do that. Ashok, I also feel bad when I miss my trade setups. Like now I may take a loss or two because this feeling is slowly going away by being disciplined. Constantly reminding myself about you are not missing moves. You are not missing moves. You are sitting in a tree stand in a hunting blind, and you have one spot. It's called a shooting lane, where you need your trophy buck to walk into so that you can take your shot. It doesn't matter anywhere else in the woods that he is. Doesn't matter. He could be right next to your shooting lane and you're not taking a shot until he steps out and you have a very clear target to take and to aim at. So you're not missing anything if he's just walking around your shooting lane, but he never gets into your shooting lane. Same thing. You're not missing anything if you see these candles going up and down in a direction or not that you thought it might go. You're not missing anything until you see your setup, until you see your entry criteria, every box checked off. There's nothing to do and you're not missing anything. Just let the candles print and sit there and watch them. Just sit there and watch them. Or even better, shut the damn chart off and walk away and go do something else and just open it like once every hour if you just have that itch to go see. But you're not missing anything. Science says I'm going to clip it and save it. I'm going to play it every day before starting trading. Sure, man. What's up, Cisco? Just joining in while I have lunch. A great speech, man. Thanks, Cisco. Just trying to help and get everybody back on track. I've seen more recently more and more of you wanting to take multiple positions in a day, taking multiple trades in a day. I see you guys still struggling and not just with the questions I'm getting on Discord and Twitter still. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And so sometimes it's not me being angry. It's just me saying, like, look, y'all, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck and flies like a duck, it's probably a duck. And so if you're over trading and breaking your rules and not being disciplined and not being patient, you're a bad trader. Simple as that. Accept that. Say it out loud so that you hear yourself say it. I'm a bad trader. I am not a profitable trader. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I know what I'm doing, but I'm still consistently doing the same stupid things over and over again. I'm a bad trader. You need to say that, because when you hear yourself say it, it does something psychologically to you. It's the admittance part of it. It's the being honest with yourself part of it. It's the repentance part of it. Like, I repent of that. I admit what I was doing wrong, and I'm going to repent. Repent is just a word that means you turn from doing one thing and you go in the opposite direction. So when you confess, think of it in religious terms, and when you confess your trading sins, you repent of them and you move in the opposite direction. Same principle, man. You've got to say it out loud and then just start doing the other thing. Stop doing this thing, start doing the other thing. You're letting your desire to become funded and you're letting your desire to get payouts become so strong in your life that it's driving you to make horrible decisions when it comes to actually trying to achieve the dream that you want so badly. You're setting it up in your mind to be the ultimate thing in your life, that if you could just get that thing, if you could just achieve that dream, everything's going to be okay. That's a lie. It's a lie. It's an empty promise. And then you do everything that you can to try to make it happen. And then you try to force it to happen. And then you just keep throwing yourself into bad habits, trying to get to this thing that you think is going to solve all the problems in your life. It's not going to do that. You're chasing a mirage. All right. I think I'm done, and then I'm just more and more just starts coming in. I don't want to apologize for it, but sometimes it just I get on this stream of coaching, and sometimes it just keeps coming. So Bastian Schultz says, I'm on Discord. Is that wrong? Moment entry 124624 long. I wouldn't be on any trades. We have major economic data news coming out in about 1 hour. So there is absolutely no reason to be in any trade right now. So if you're trying to find a trade, stop it. If you're trying to get into a trade right now, stop it. Don't do it. It's the dumbest thing in the world to try to get into a trade right now before some of the most impactful economic news that can come out. It's about to come out. We're just going to sit here and chill. And if I'm just going to talk for another hour about trading psychology, that's what I'll do. But there is no reason to take a trade right now. Stop it. Close your MT4, close your MT5, and forget about making money today. Because probably there's a 99% chance you're not going to take a trade or make money today. It's not good. We're going to sit here and watch. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to talk through what I see happening. If I see that trophy buck alpha A+ setup appear, I might call a trade today. But I'm betting right now that's not going to happen. There's plenty of data out there to show you this is not a good moment to be taking a trade. So why in the world do you think you're going to be any different? If you're trying to take a trade right now, you are completely a degenerate gambler. And you are not fit to be a funded trader. There is not a prop firm in the world that would want you on their payroll if you're trying to take a trade right now, right before CPI data comes out. Don't do it. Just quit. Johnson said, well said, my friend. Abel, being flat as a position. Good morning. Yes, Cisco, or go start a gaming channel while you wait for price to move. 100%. Let's go. I need to figure out a way that when we're just kind of waiting for setups that I can just switch over to Starfield and stream for a little bit. But I haven't figured out how to do that yet and make it right. So I think I need a couple more pieces of gear to be able to do that, and I don't have them. And I don't really want to spend the money to go do it. Because YouTube, you can only, on Xbox, which is where I play Starfield, you can only stream to Twitch. And I don't want to have to get off of this so that I can stream to Twitch. I'd rather just do it all right here. There's no reason not to, so I just got to figure out how to do it. Good morning, Casey. Welcome in. Siam, I wish I had found you earlier. You know how to say when to say you're a G-man. Thanks, buddy. Trading Night. Hello, what's up, buddy? Sharif. Love the psychology talk. I've been losing since forever, and I'm at a point where I have no confidence, literally fighting my inner demons. It sucks. Buddy, you're not alone. Sharif, you're not alone. You are among the vast majority of people, of traders who are trying to become profitable. The struggles are internal. It's not external. The problem is internal. The problem is what's going on between your head. Most of us, not all of us, but most of us in general have plenty of education when it comes to trading. It's not the strategy. 9 times out of 10, it's not the strategy. Now, I do get comments from people still to this day that obviously have no clue what they're doing when they're sitting down to trade. They don't know how to calculate a stop loss. They don't know what I'm talking about when I say you should only risk 1%. Well, how do I know what 1% is? How do I know if I'm risking 1%? Like, there are some people that need a lot more education. But I promise you, the vast majority of the conversations that I have and the messages that I get are from people who have a strategy. They understand how to trade. They have the education that they need. They don't need more education. They need more discipline. They need more patience. They need more perseverance. They are letting their emotions, more often than not, they are trading emotionally, meaning that they're feeling some kind of felt pain about their current situation, and they're allowing that felt pain to determine what their next trading decision is going to be. So, buddy, you're not alone. You are right fat in the middle of everyone else who is not getting funded and not reaching payouts. This business is hard mostly because you have to almost every time you have to do the opposite of what you're feeling. And in every other area of life and in most parts of the world, we're told that our feelings are the most important thing to pay attention to. that you should always listen to your feelings. And if you're feeling a negative emotion, you should do something immediately so that you don't feel that negative emotion anymore. Listen, God has given us these emotions for a reason, but they're not meant to determine every decision that we make in life. They're there to show us and reveal to us. We should be more concerned about why we're feeling things than what we're feeling, if that makes sense. We should be more concerned in doing more investigation, and we should be thinking about more about why I feel a certain way more than how do I not feel this way. When you start living into, I don't want to feel this way anymore, so I'm going to just do something so I don't feel this, it leads to addictions and brokenness and destruction in every area of your life. If all you're doing is chasing a feeling and letting your feelings dictate how you're going and what you're pursuing, you're going to be miserable. It is going to be a constant battle and a constant pursuit of something that can never be achieved. The opposite is, why am I feeling that? Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Why do I feel the pain? Why do I feel the depression? Why do I feel the sadness? Why do I feel the anger? Why do I feel the joy? Why do I feel the elation? Why do I feel the happiness? We all think if we're not quote unquote happy, there's something wrong. And that's not always true. It's not always true. Sometimes life just sucks, and sometimes you don't feel good. And sometimes you're going to grieve, and sometimes you're going to be sad. And that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't mean that it needs to be quote unquote fixed if you're sad. It's a literal part of life. Some of the greatest, most impactful moments that you can look back and treasure will be found in the saddest parts of your life. So you've got to stop. You've got to stop trying to fix the feeling. And instead of trying to fix the feeling, you need to start understanding why. Why am I feeling this? What is it that's causing me to feel that? And what does that say about me? And what do I need to work on? What's the ideal that I'm chasing, what's the lie that I'm believing that is making me feel this right now? That's what I'm saying. Trading, man, you learn so much more about yourself trying to be a trader than you do almost in any other area of life that I can think of. Marriage and parenting are probably the only other two places that do the same thing. When you're married and when you are trying to raise and protect and provide for your kids, those two areas of life are probably equally as illuminating on your own personal weaknesses. So if you can become the person that you need to be a successful trader, you're going to be at the top of the elite level of personal growth. Okay. So that's one of the benefits of becoming a profitable trader is you master yourself. You master your own mind. You become so self-aware of what's happening inside your brain, inside your heart, that you just become instantly aware of what's going on, and you're able to step away from that and self-diagnose from over your own shoulder. It's like looking over your own shoulder, and you're able to self-diagnose what's happening and then make the correct decisions to alter the course so that you can still make a wise decision when it pertains to taking trades or not. Main point is do not enter one before news. Yep. Shanghai bashed the CPI. John, very respectfully disagree. Technical analysis is more important than psychology. So the only thing that I would say, John, is that that's the education side. So to me, the education side is the very first foundation you have to have. And if you have the foundational side, the educational side, you need it. The problem is that people allow psychology, when they don't have the proper education, their psychology gets all jacked up, and they let their psychology determine what their technical analysis is what the technical analysis is saying. So they're basically looking at their education and they're viewing trading through an emotional lens rather than from the educational discipline lens. So yes, you have to have the education. If you don't have the education, it doesn't matter. It's 100% probably the most important aspect of this whole point of this whole thing is you have to have the right education. But in my experience talking with all these traders, they understand the strategy. They understand how to read a chart. They understand how to analyze their trading setup. And their issue is not the analysis. The issue is that they just make stuff up in the moment and they disregard the education completely. And that's where most of the mistakes come from. So I agree. Education is probably the key. It's the linchpin. It's the first block of the foundation that has to go down. Has to. You have to have the right education. Which to me includes technical analysis. The biggest problem is they can't do the technical. What I'm saying is that they can't even do technical analysis correctly because of their psychology, because of their emotional state, because of their inability to be self-disciplined and patient. They can't even do the technical analysis correctly. Or they see the technical analysis and they just completely ignore it because they give in to all of the other problems and issues that are going on internally with them. LOL, what's up? Cisco, John has a point. We need to be able to analyze a chart, but that part is easy to learn for most people. Most people struggle with the psychology, hence it becomes a bigger focus. Shanghai 20, the market doesn't care about your feelings, but your feelings will wreck your account. I speak out of experience. I've mastered my emotions. I'm no longer a degenerate gambler, says Bastion. I saw a Fibonacci entry breaker block, so entered at that. I didn't know about news. If you didn't know about the news, then that's another problem. The first thing you should always do when you sit down to trade is open up the economic calendar and be 100% completely aware of the economic news that's about to come out and when it's going to come out. So that is a beginner rookie mistake that you've got to correct. You should never open your charts without first knowing exactly where and when the red folder news is going to happen. LOL says, you're right, Brad. Feelings and emotions make us weak. Life is hard that you can't hear your emotions to survive, especially for man. Life is hard, and our emotions are valuable, invaluable. They're priceless. Our emotions are priceless tools, and we should not ignore them. Don't ever hear me say that. We should never ignore them. They are there for a reason. They are a gift from God to help us understand ourselves and the world around us. But they are not meant to drive and direct our decision making. They're there just as signals to help us understand and interpret ourselves and the world, okay? A lot of new traders just haven't back-tested, forward-tested the strategy they learned from a mentor on YouTube. True enough. David Dreams, good morning. Welcome in. So we've got news in about 50 minutes or so. And again, there's really just nothing to do. Looking back over the London session, there's a couple interesting moves. We haven't even talked about candles or charts or price action. So we should probably do some of that. Nice little London pop here. You had a run above old liquidity, buy side liquidity, which actually ran up into a breaker right here. Didn't get into 50% of it, but did get back up into that fair value gap inside that breaker. It displays through, leaving behind a new breaker right here. This breaker block on the 15-minute time frame was created at 2 a.m. and then it came right back up into the 50% of that. There's a fair value gap here and one up here. You could have either targeted the one on top or one on the bottom. When they're overlapping like this in the middle, I'll just target 50% of the breaker in general. I'll have my stop above the candle, the candle that created the highest breaker, either the body or the wick. In this case, I would use the wick because a 5 pip stop is too tight. So I will just use probably either 7 or 8 pip stop. If you just put it right there, it's like 7.5. That's fine. Target to 2.1. Here, if you got a sniper entry here, it probably would have been a break-even trade. I don't know if you would have got entered right there, and then if you did, I don't know that TP would have been hit. But if you had waited, you would have gotten another opportunity right there as it returned up, and easy 1-2 on the euro dollar setup right here in the London session. I don't know how you guys trade London when there's New York red folder news. In my opinion, it's far enough away that if you see a setup in a London session, the news is far enough away that you can still find some decent setups before the New York news hits. But this trade would have gotten triggered in around 3:45 and TP hit at 5:15, and that's still 3 hours before the news. So that's still plenty of time to find some good setups there on euro dollar. But that was a setup on EU. GU, I think, gave a similar setup here on GU, wherein you had this couple things. Going into the Asia session, we take this buy side liquidity, we displace through this candle here. And you could have gotten in on the retrace here, potentially. If you didn't, you had a run of buy side liquidity here and here on this candle at 1 o'clock. As it displaces through on this big candle, it leaves behind a massive fair value gap inside this breaker. And if you had taken these 3 candles together, you could have entered at the very bottom of the breaker. It's still inside. This fair value gap is still inside that breaker. And if you had entered right there and put your stop above the highest fair value gap, in this case, it would have been above the breaker, you would probably have a break-even trade right now, but still a good setup. Get triggered in, runs it down. You would have been close to, it would have been probably a frustrating trade actually, because you probably didn't hit TP. If you had just, it was like 1.9, not almost 1.2. If you had targeted a deeper issue, maybe closer to 50% or something, maybe you would have hit TP, but I would have used the breaker. I don't know if there's a 10-minute fair value gap. No. A 5-minute. Not really. That's probably the best entry right there. I mean, you could have, if you would have waited up here, you would have missed the trade altogether. Still a good breaker setup there on GU there this morning. You can see that on the higher time frames here on DXY, this daily fair value gap right here we anticipated price would be coming back down into this daily fair value gap this week early, and then moving back higher. That's my anticipation. My anticipation is that we see some bullish dollar strength here as we finish out these last 3 days of the week. We get some expansion up into and through this volume imbalance, reaching up into these relative equal highs here. And then after that, who knows what happens? I don't know, but that's kind of just where my eyeball is at right now, is reaching back up. We're in an uptrend. I'm going to stick with the trend. Price is respecting bullish PD arrays, fair value gaps, and order blocks. Maybe we get a dip down and we fill in that whole imbalance here today. You get a pop down at news, potentially. You get a low of the week put in on dollar. It's interesting to note that on dollar, this is Monday. Tuesday did not take out Monday's low, and currently Wednesday has not taken out Tuesday's low. But on euro dollar, on the daily, come on, there you go. We have SMT. Tuesday took out Monday's high. And again, on the DXY, Tuesday did not take out Monday's low. So you do have a little bit of SMT there. It could be a reversal. I don't think it is. I think we're going to roll over here. I think this is the fair value gap we were expecting euro dollar to get up into, and it has. I still think we're going to reach down into this sell side liquidity here. Who knows what these numbers are going to be? It's an election year coming in, and it's easy to manipulate some of these numbers to make things appear to be better off than they actually are. I'm going to take some of this stuff out up here. But we have reached up into this fair value gap, and it's being held and respected. We haven't, this new week opening gap down here, we tapped into it yesterday a little bit and rejected off of it. I still feel like that's going to get filled in maybe today, if not today, maybe tomorrow. And I think we're heading lower, but all TBD. News can totally just jack up a bias and completely send things. It could just rocket up quickly in 5 minutes and take out all this buy side, and then rocket down in the next 5 minutes and take out the sell side, and then just chop around. Because we still have news tomorrow. We've got retail sales and PPI, and then on Friday we've got the Michigan consumer sentiment. All of that is today's the big one. Today's the biggest of the three, and I think today is where you get the distribution happening. So I think price moves pretty aggressively today off of these inflation numbers, one way or the other. So we'll wait and find out. We've got about 45 more minutes, and then we'll find out what's going on. Kai, any tips on revenge trading? Any tips on revenge trading? Well, you have to understand why you want to revenge trade. I think first and foremost, you have to ask yourself, why do I want to do that? You have to ask yourself, what am I feeling that makes me want to go do that? Is that feeling anger? Is that feeling sadness? Is that feeling like, what's the underlying emotion that's driving you to want to revenge trade? Typically, when you talk about revenge, like getting revenge on someone, you're doing it out of anger and you're doing it out of spite and malice. So if you're doing it out of anger and you're doing it out of trying to get back at something, who are you trying to get back at? Yourself? Are you trying to get back at the markets? Do you think you can force your will on the markets? Do you think you can actually make the market feel the same pain that you just felt because you took a loss? So why are you feeling that? What's the feeling that's driving you to want to revenge trade? So analyze that. Think about it. Talk it out. Why do I feel like I need to inflict damage on the market? Or why do I need to feel like I need to jump right back in? Is it to, is your pride wounded? Why is your pride wounded? Because you were wrong? Well, why are you upset that you were wrong? Because you're going to be wrong. You can do everything right and you can still lose and be wrong in this business. So what is it about being wrong that's jacked you up? I think these are the kind of questions you have to start doing. You have to be able to self-analyze your own psychology and your own emotions. It's just maturity, y'all. I mean, that is the definition of maturity. Grow up. Maturity is being in control of yourself. Maturity is being self-aware and then choosing the right action to take in spite of and despite how you feel. So you've got to analyze what is the emotion that I'm feeling and why am I feeling that? Then you can start really working on tips to not do that or not to give into that emotion. So my tip is don't do it. That's the easiest answer. But really, the ultimate solution is you trying to figure out and define, why do I feel this? What is the need that's driving me to want to revenge trade? Who is it that I'm trying to revenge? Am I trying to avenge the loss that I just took? I will never forget you. I will make the market pay. Like, it's not a child. You didn't lose a loved one. You lost a trade. So there's nothing to avenge. There's just, you took a loss, and figure out, why did I take that loss? Was I an idiot? Well, then there's no reason to revenge trade, because I'm just probably going to do something even more stupid than I just did to take that loss in the first place. But ultimately, it's like, why do I feel this? What's the emotion that's causing me to want to get back this, whatever it is? If your strategy truly has an edge in the market, and you have good risk management and good risk reward ratio, you don't have to worry about the last trade, and you don't have to worry about the next trade. Your goal and your focus is a long-term perspective, that over the next 100 trades, I am going to be the best trade manager and trade executor that I can be. I am a systems manager. That's my job. I'm here to manage a system. The money I don't care about, the profits I don't care about, the drawdown I don't care about, the losses I don't care about, the wins I don't care about. My whole goal and focus is to manage my trading plan. That's it. So well spoken on psychology right now. I'm critical of psychology because I've seen ignorant coaches say stupid things to kids in the name of psychology. Like, you just got to want it bad enough. You're spot on with that last bit, my friend. Thanks, John. Yeah, you can want something as the reason most of us are screwing all this up is because we just think, I want this, it's going to happen. I want this so bad. So I'm just going to what's the cool word right now? Manifest. I'm just going to manifest this. I'm probably going to step on some toes here. That's the biggest bunch of crap. You can't manifest. I want to cuss. You can't manifest it. Just because you want something bad enough does not mean it's going to come to you. It's not going to happen. That's not the way the world works. I've seen many, many, many extremely positive people live broken and destitute lives. And they just kept thinking, my breakthrough's coming. My breakthrough's coming. Victory's going to happen. I think all of us have lived long enough to understand that's not how the world works. Now, I think you should be positive. I think you should have goals and dreams. I think you should have a very strong desire that is pushing you forward to try to achieve your goals. But that desire alone is not going to get you across the finish line. It's not going to manifest the end result for you. It's not desire. Desire and positive thinking alone is not going to achieve this for you. It is important to have that, but that is not the answer. You cannot manifest success just because you want it to happen. Now, that desire can motivate you to instill the proper habits and discipline that you need to eventually reach your goal, but it's not the positive thinking that's going to do it. It's going to be the hard-ass work that you put in day in and day out and build the proper habits that you can reach your goals. That's what's going to manifest your goals, not your desire to do that. All right, still jumping in here. Mr. Alfie, scrolling back up. Emotions and feelings make you a better human being. What makes you weak is not recognizing when to control or ignore them and when to embrace them. It's what's appropriate and when. 100%, buddy. Shanghai, don't do it. Took me forever to stop that. Bastion, absolutely right. Dear Total Rookie Education, only you do. I went blind in the battle. Sorry, man. The English is causing some translation issues there. I'm trying to understand exactly what you're saying, but it sounds like you're admitting that. But I there you go. My tip for revenge trading: get the hell out from the house. Saeem, that's a great tip. It's a great tip, my friend. Most of the time, closing your charts is probably the best thing you can do when you're out of control. Just shut the charts, move away. If you feel angry, frustrated, sad, depressed, just shut the charts. Immediately recognize what you feel. Just shut it down, walk away, go do something else. Go punch a pillow. Caveat, my psychology is quite messed up right now. Philip says, put in the right work, you will get the right result. You reap what you sow. 100%, buddy. You put in the wrong work, you'll get the wrong result. Garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. That's 100% true. Can we please slowly expand on the word SMT? You said it is happening somewhere now. SMT is a ICT concept called Smart Money Technique or Smart Money Tool. And SMT is when you have two pairs, so Eurodollar and DXY. They're correlated pairs, which means they move. In this instance, DXY, if DXY is moving up, Eurodollar is moving down. And they move in conjunction with each other, typically. So they move pretty much exactly as they're supposed to, like this. And SMT says when one of them does something and the other one does not do that same thing, it often can be a sign that a reversal is imminent. So if the dollar takes out a high, that Eurodollar should have taken out the same low, and it didn't. That's SMT. That's a very basic description. You can YouTube SMT. You're going to find a lot of information out there about SMT. So just YouTube it, Google it. That's a very brief description and understanding of it. All these psychological posters saying are variations of the same crap. You're stronger than you think. Mind over matter. The only limit is the one you set for yourself. Positive thoughts, positive life. Change your thoughts, change your world. And that's what I mean by technical analysis over psychology. Yeah. I mean, those are all good. Those are all good things. Like I'm not necessarily saying they're bad, but that's not all you need. That's not all you need. You can't just have positive thoughts to change your life. If positive thoughts don't lead to the right habits and decision making, it doesn't matter how positive you are. If you feel positive, let's say you're addicted to heroin, or whatever it is, some other junk in your life, some other broken addiction in your life, porn or whatever. And you just have a positive, oh man, you know what? I'm so positive about life right now. I'm positive I'm going to be able to break this addiction. But then you don't do anything. You don't take any type of action or build or start to build in any other kind of habit to change that situation or to break that addiction. Positive thinking alone isn't going to do it, man. You do have to have the right thoughts, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. It takes so much more work and effort after you have that positive thought to get to where you want to be. Yeah, that's it. Actionable psychology. If you don't put in the effort after the analysis, you're just spinning your wheels. You're going to be stuck in the 90% club for the rest of your trading career. You got to have the right. The mindset is important. But if the mindset does not lead to the right actions, you're screwed. Absolutely screwed. Everything's just super choppy right now. There's really not much to look at. Again, all of our higher time frame, this is the daily time frame, it has reached our point of interest. It has held up inside this fair value gap. We're anticipating a run higher. It could run lower and grab more sell side. We'll see, but this is still my anticipation for delivery. I could be completely wrong. I reserve the right to be an idiot on my technical analysis. Most of the time, if you guys have been around here long enough, my higher time frame point of interest and my higher time frame charts on liquidity are pretty damn accurate. But there have also been several times where my higher time frame analysis has just gotten completely destroyed. It's going to happen. You're not going to be 100% correct on your analysis all the time. It's not the way it works. When I'm wrong, I admit it. I don't care if I'm wrong. It's going to happen. I just accept it at this point. I just accept the fact that I know I'm going to be wrong. I don't know when I'm going to be wrong, but I know I'm going to be wrong. But my track record in going back, you can go back and watching. This is stream number 91, by the way. Today is stream 91. We are 9 trading days away from stream 100. So next week, we will begin the countdown to stream number 100, where we will be giving away a $100,000 account. We're giving away a $100,000 account thanks to our partners and our sponsor, Bespoke Funding Program. They are partnering with me and celebrating the 100th live stream. We are giving away a $100,000 account to someone on the live stream. So you want to talk about an amazing opportunity. That is pretty freaking cool. We're giving away a $10,000 account on Friday. Sometime this month, I don't know when, I'm going to be giving a $25,000 account away to someone in the Discord channel. I'm going to just handpick someone. It's not going to be like a competition or a qualification. The only qualification is be active in Discord, be contributing to the community, and I want to pick someone who is actively in there trying to help others, asking questions, posting, commenting. So the more active you are in there and the more you're asking the right questions or answering questions or posting charts or trade ideas, the more likely it is that you're going to have a chance to get a 25K account. Mohammed Saim says, one day all of my missed trades that I missed by half pips will start playing out. Absolutely they will. You're going to hit a streak where every trade you take for a season will be profitable. It's going to happen. Shanghai, wait, what? That's amazing. Yep. That's right, man. 100 live streams. We're about to pass that, and Bespoke is helping us celebrate. And one of you is going to get a 100K account. Kudos, bro, for the consistency. It's the name of Brad's core game. That's what I got out of you. Thanks, man. Ultimately, that's the name. That's the game of every professional trader. Consistency. Just repeat the same process over and over again. It's like when you're going to work out, you just do the same basic thing over and 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 over. You don't change it. You just keep repeating it. Whether it's a sport or an activity or an exercise or a weightlifting movement, whatever it is, you're just doing the same thing repeatedly over and over. It's the consistency in which you do it. It's one step, then take the next step, and then the next step. and then you've walked a mile, and then you've walked 10 miles, and then you've walked 1,000 miles. It's just, you just keep doing it one day at a time. 26 minutes till CPI. Everyone, please stay safe. Please, guys, do not be. If you're going to take a trade during CPI, do it on a competition account. All right? Just do it on a competition account. Don't do it on a challenge. Don't do it on a funded account. John says, one of the best psychological training books I ever read for high school coaching is by Gene Zanetti, called Develop the Predator Mindset, Win in Sports and Life. That sounds awesome, actually. I would love to read that book. I'm going to go find it. I wonder if there's an audiobook version of it. I'm an auditory learner. I learn more by listening than I do by reading. I like to read, no doubt, but I process. So you guys know I'm a musician. I've taught myself how to be a musician by listening and then repeating. So I'm an auditory learner. After I hear something, I can go do it. I can implement it. I don't know. I just process things after listening. So most of the books that I have are audio books that I listen to. I don't actually sit down and read that much, quite honestly. But I have a vast library. I have a huge library. And I've listened to so many books. But that sounds like a great book. Super short, which I like. Yeah, I'm good with short books. Sometimes the best book. I mean, once you say it, you said it. You don't need to just keep writing another meaningless 10,000 words just to fill up pages. Say what you need to say, teach what you need to teach, and then be done. I'm good with that. GJ here, reaching down and respecting our daily fair value gap here in this order block on the weekly time frame. So nice to see that. This little tiny weekly fair value gap as well. The daily is the one that I've been most interested in, into this daily order block here. We'll see how much more price wants to come down. Again, a strong displacement and a strong daily close below this level, I might consider a change in structure. The yen is about to, the Bank of Japan is about to start intervening in the currency strength. The yen is very weak right now, and the Bank of Japan is about to start intervening to change that. And when that happens, all of this big move up is going to get eaten away, a big chunk of it. It'll probably at least back down to this order block here, maybe even lower. So it's going to happen, and it's going to be aggressive when it does. So the top is quickly approaching, I feel like, for yen pairs. I think over the next, the last few months of this year, you're going to see a lot of GJ, UJ, EJ are going to reverse here and start heading lower for a season. So maybe we'll be able to capitalize on some of those moves. Into the 8 o'clock hour, about 20 minutes or so here until our CPI news, and then we'll go and see what's happening. Indices are just kind of winding up and getting ready for the news event. So there's really not a whole lot more to do except just chill out and wait, spend some time talking. Simon says, I'm super bearish on GU for the upcoming 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm still very bearish. I'm still bullish on dollar until we reach this higher time frame point of liquidity here. So I'm still bullish on dollar, which means I'm bearish GU and I'm bearish EU, looking for setups to take advantage of. Ashok says, I think the news will clear out the buy side and the downtown journey will continue from there. That's not a bad way to look at it. You've got some very clear levels on the buy side targets just above you. that it may want to pop up into. It doesn't necessarily need to, but it could just drop. This could have been the higher time frame draw of liquidity on GU. Now that it's done it, news hits and it just falls off a cliff there. But I can see a case to see more pop up and then an aggressive move back away. EU, again, yeah, it just depends. There's some nice little buy side liquidity up here on EU. Haven't quite filled in this daily fair value gap yet. We haven't even touched that order block, so maybe you get a pop up into that. This breaker right here then pushes the daily breaker right here, pushes it into last week's lows, and then these swing lows over here. It's all TBD. Oh, all TBD. You just don't know. It's a complete random guess. Complete random guess. Mohammed Saeem says Madison entered on 15 trades, only 3 wins. The rest of them hit the stop loss. Still, she is up 2.3%. Excellent risk management. That's what a professional trader does. That's what a professional trader does. They know their edge in the market is their risk reward ratio, and they let it do the work it's supposed to do for them. I have some messages here I need to look at real quick. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't yet. I've said that a couple times, but haven't said it in a while, and we may probably have some new people popping into the stream right now, right before the news hits. But I would appreciate it if you hit that like button. That's one way you can support the stream. The other way you can support the stream is join the Discord channel. It's free, but it helps build the community. And then, of course, use that discount code Venator when you check out at Bespoke Funding and get 15% off any challenge. If you want to take advantage of their current promotion that they have going on, use the affiliate link in my YouTube bio, and that will help support the stream as well. It makes it easier to keep everything free here, and that's my ultimate goal, is to, at least for the totality of this funding challenge, is to keep it all free for you guys. I need to turn that down. Ugh. Still very bearish. Still very bearish. I could see... Oh, I don't know why I just did that. Dang it. I could see a case to be made... I could see a case to be made to get a pop-up on CPI on both Euro and GU, but I'm still very bearish here. If you get these equal highs up here, it didn't take out that high. It did. This is the that's Monday's high here. Well, actually, it's Tuesday, but oh. All right, about 15 more minutes. So we'll need after the news hits, obviously the first 15-minute candle needs to print before we'll do anything. And then we'll look to see what potentially, what kind of setup we have available to us. We may not have any. We'll need at least one 15-minute candle to print. And likely two, depending on if it's going to make a fair value gap or if it's going to start the creation of a fair value gap. So kind of the first two things that we'll be looking for. Those are the first two things we'll be looking for. DXY, still think we're heading up there. Oh, got to get the coffee down me. I'm thinking about while we're discussing and just kind of chilling here, an idea I've been toying with, potentially for this stream, or at least just for my own benefit, is some of you guys know I've been working on backtesting a strategy, another mechanical strategy, trying to refine it. I'm thinking about doing a challenge, and I don't know that I don't know how it would fit into this specific live stream, because I really want the $10K to $2 million funding challenge to stay pure, meaning I don't want to do a challenge that's part of this that isn't part of my plan and process to stack these accounts, if that makes sense. I have a video on YouTube that explains how my theory, the theory that I'm using to stack accounts to get to max funding, right? And so I don't want to try to do too much different than what that theory is to put it into practice. I'm toying with the idea of buying another challenge, like a 10K account, and just using it to show you how to either, number one, just completely discretionary trading, about how I view the market based on the concepts of order blocks, fair value gaps, optimal trade entries, higher time frame points of interest, draws on liquidity, breaker blocks, using all of that together to just trade discretionary without necessarily having a specific mechanical set of rules built around entries, take profits, stop losses, break evens, etc. Just to show you, number one, how difficult it is, how much easier it is to follow mechanical structure. That's really kind of the whole goal, is just to show you that discretionary trading, it could be done, and I might be good at it. I had in the past not been super good at it, but I've had more success with mechanical trading. But I'm toying with that, either doing buying a 10K account and just modeling for you what discretionary trading looks like. Number one, I think it would help people understand why discretionary trading is hard and difficult. Number two, the other option is just to use the strategy that I'm using on a back test and show you how to forward test. So I'd only be risking maybe 0.5% or 1%, while I'm forward testing the strategy that I'm working on the back test. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I like what I'm doing here for sure, but I think there's other value to bringing in different styles. I don't know. I'm trying to, as we approach our 100th live stream, it's really just more of me looking forward to the next 100 streams. And is it do the exact same thing you've done for the last 100, or is there something that I can improve on? And I'm thinking improve on not from necessarily a trading perspective, but just improve on the value of the stream itself. It's all free, but is there something that I can do to improve the value of the stream itself? Can I show you how to forward test and use a live challenge to do that? Can I show you what discretionary trading might look like for this concept and use a 10K challenge to demonstrate that? So I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there and being honest with you about stuff that I'm processing as I look forward over the next 100 trades or 100 days trading. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm processing through. If you guys have thoughts about it, I'd love to hear them. About 9 more minutes, and then we'll get to work. I do appreciate you guys being here. I say that all the time, but I don't think I say it enough. This stream is for you, and it's really, it's only as good as you guys contribute to it and interact in the chat to help everyone else. What happened to Deal? What do you use to withdraw? So Deal is a third-party payment processor for independent contractors. And a lot of prop firms, it's like a $12 billion company. It's a massive company. There's companies all over the world that use Deal to pay independent contractors that they work with around the world, even if they're not in their own country. So it's a great business model. Currently, they have, because of all the MyForex Fund stuff that's been happening, they have suspended payments with prop firms while they do basically an internal audit to make sure that they are in compliance with regulatory principles in financial institutions around the world, just to make sure that they're covering their bases, that they're not participating in something they shouldn't. Hey, love. Are you working? Huh? So that's Deal. I don't know how long it's going to take them to do their I don't know, audit or, review. It seems that some of these prop firms feel pretty confident they'll be back online here pretty soon. Others are not. I'm not sure what they're going to do. I do bank wire transfers for all my payments anyway, so I just do a bank transfer. It's fine, just as fast, if not faster. You can always use crypto. I don't use crypto for payments. I don't have any wallet set up for crypto. It's just like to me, an intermediate, unnecessary step. I understand why people want to do it. I just don't. If it became the only option, obviously I would set it up and make it happen. But as long as they have bank transfers as options, I'll just use that. All right, coming down to the last few minutes here before the inflation numbers come out and we get some, probably some pretty volatile movement. I would be surprised if we don't see a large candle print here. I don't know.
Just last night.
Yeah. And then when are you leaving?
I'm gonna leave and go get coffee because we have a creamer.
Okay, well, I'll have to move my bike.
I'll leave it
Otherwise, you'll run it over.
like 7:45.
Okay.
Ask them if they've heard about the flood in Libya.
I will. My wife wants to know if anyone has heard about a huge flood in Libya
And the earthquake in Morocco.
and the earth. I heard about the earthquake in Morocco. That was a few days ago, but there's evidently a huge flood in Libya.
Yes.
Haven't heard anything about it.
Like 5,000 bodies have been found.
Really?
Yes.
Have not heard anything about a flood in Libya. Simon says it wipes out a quarter of the city. I have not heard anything about the Libyan flood. Maybe what did I miss? What causes flood?
There was some storm that came through and the dam broke and
1 hour ago. Death toll passes 5,100.
yeah.
That was yesterday. More than 5,000. My gosh.
Even imagine.
That is absolutely crazy.
Like they're saying as the water's going down, they're just
More than 5,000 dead in Libya's collapsed dam worsens flood disaster. A heavy storm burst through dams to unleash their waters on the city of Derna, sweeping away entire neighborhoods. Thousands of people have been killed after heavy rains flooded parts of the country's northeast, a disaster exacerbated by the collapse of 2 dams in the coastal city. Torrential rains, entire neighborhoods swept into the sea. Ill prepared for the storm called Daniel, which swept across the Mediterranean Sea. Countries administered by 2 rival governments complicating rescue and aid efforts. At least 5,200 people died. Gah. Floodwaters swept through other eastern settlements, and at least 20,000 people were displaced. That's crazy. The before and after picture. Flooding left bodies scattered in the streets while buckling buildings, sinking vehicles, and blocking roads. That's sad. Flooding came days after an earthquake in Morocco. Another North African nation killed more than 2,900 people. I'm telling you all, the world's a broken place, man. It is a sad, broken place. All right, news is coming in here in just about 30 seconds, so we'll get back on the charts. If you are over there in one of those African countries, man, my heart goes out to you guys. All right, about to find out what's going to happen. News incoming. Here we go. Probably a gap up. Nope. big push down. And there's your weakness. So inflation rate rose year over year is 3.7. Core inflation as expected. Inflation month over month as expected. And the month over month core inflation as expected actually went up higher in the year over year. Inflation rose just a little bit. That's going to be very bullish for the dollar. You can see it ramping up aggressively here. They were expecting the core inflation to go up. It was at 3.2. The last core inflation, year over year core inflation was 3.2%. They were anticipating it to go up to 3.6, and it actually went up to 3.7. Which means that inflation is still rising, which means that interest rates are still in line to happen and go even higher for the dollar, which means the dollar's going to continue to rise and be pretty bullish here. Yeah, everything is pretty much just dropping. Any dollar related asset is just dropping. The markets are responding pretty negatively to that news since inflation is still on the rise for the dollar. Could get a reversal here. Again, the new week opening gap, it's down here. It's right down in this area right here. I think we come down at least that far. I do think we'll probably take out those relative equal lows, last week's lows right down here. It's still the sell side target. Again, there's nothing to do until this 15-minute candle prints. Don't push a button. There's no reason to get into the market. There's no reason to get into a trade. There's absolutely nothing to do. People get all antsy and crazy every time they see these candles start moving so fast. Just chill out. Dollar reaching up into its weekly opening gap here and pulling off pretty aggressively from that. I still think any move up here above this buy side liquidity gets returned lower. anytime you tap into that much sell side liquidity, there's all kinds of people that have buy orders down here. And as it runs into all those buy orders, buy, what's going to happen? Price is going to pull back up and absorb until it can pick up more sell orders up in here. So any move up, I would be looking for. I still think there's going to be weakness here. Don't let that quick whipsaw reaction, which is very, 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 very common in news events, freak you out. Bastian Schultz, I can never, I don't know if it's the English language barrier, but I can never tell exactly if you're being serious or if you are trying to be funny. I have a very hard time deciphering exactly what it is you're saying and doing. Like, I don't know if you're being serious about trading or being long or if you're just joking. That's right. It's more entertaining just to watch and think about the pain that you would have felt if you were participating in a move like this right now. You're not missing anything. Just it's like enjoy the show, enjoy the entertainment that is watching candles print. Kirby over here gagging his brains out. Come on, buddy. You're bringing the stream down with that. This often happens in news events where it runs both sides. It clears everything out, just all the chop. It's been engineering all of this chop. It's engineered buy side, it's engineered sell side, and so it often will just hit both sides. So again, still nothing much to see or do. The next couple 15-minute candles hopefully give us some kind of clear direction to work with. I'm very, very, very content not taking a trade today. Oh, what do you think we are heading to? I mean, your bias. I'm still bearish. Very bearish. I've been very clear about that for the last few weeks. Still very bearish. I don't think I think the dollar still has a very clear higher time frame draw of liquidity that it's going to reach for. Namely, first this daily volume imbalance, and then these daily weekly highs, or these daily relative equal highs above us. So I think this is where we're going. Again, we've run up to it and we've paused, and oftentimes that means you could come back down, pick up some sell side liquidity, just like you did right here, ran up to this point of interest. This was just a couple weeks ago. We ran right up to this point of interest. And then what did we do? We paused before taking it. We retraced, took out an old low to grab liquidity, and then aggressively shot up all the way through that. Could be very similar right now. We've come up to a point of interest here and here, 2 in a row. We're pausing. We're retracing. We could take out this low, maybe reach back into this fair value gap, whatever. Could just take out this swing low right here. There's a swing, a higher high, a lower low, and a higher low. So you have this higher low here, a lower low, and then a higher low. So you have a swing level right here. It could just reach back down into here, rebalance this, touch this order block, bam, take off. So I'm long-term, higher time frame. I'm still bullish on the dollar, which means I'm going to be bearish on foreign currencies, the GU and the EU specifically. All right, my wife is about to go to work, and so I need to go move the motorcycle that I left behind her car last night. So I don't want to see it get trashed. So give me about just 2 or 3, 4 or 5 minutes or something. I need to go move that bike, and then I'll be back in just a minute. All right. Bike moved. Disaster averted. Ashok says following a mechanical system strategy is way too easy to follow. And there's a different peace of mind. Just make sure the strategy has an edge. I've been forward testing mechanical strategies so far, too good. Mechanical strategies they're really good. Like, there's a lot of good reasons to use a mechanical strategy. Most of it is, they seem to be easier to deal with the psychological issues that so many people struggle with when it comes to trading. So discretionary trading can just be extremely frustrating if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. Mechanical, rule-based, I think most traders who are struggling to be profitable would benefit greatly from having a very strict rule-based strategy. Sometimes too much rigidity can be bad too, but I think all in all, having a very clear rule-based strategy can help get you over some of the obstacles that are standing in your way to reaching profitability in general. It's not like there should be a goal that you should become a discretionary trader. I don't think you have to have that goal. I think there are plenty of people that have a solid mechanical trading plan that are profitable traders. I think the traders who make the most money long term are discretionary traders. But that doesn't mean you can't make a lot of money. You can make a crap ton of money just from a good mechanical system. Do you know Gecko the One? I'm familiar. I am familiar, but I don't follow closely. But yes, I do. I'm aware of that trader. So far, a very basically neutral reaction. We opened, upped, down, back up to the original position here. GU and EU basically back exactly where we started. We just had whipsaw, and now we're back to where we started. So I'm anticipating now we've cleared out some liquidity on both sides of the market. I would anticipate some further down movement now. Let the market absorb the information. Let it realize, okay, yeah, we are definitely, inflation is still on the rise. Higher interest rates are incoming. Therefore, we should be buying the dollar. I'm not interested in making the most money, just enough to keep me in the manner to which I'd like to become accustomed. Yeah, I think, you know, I think us older guys, Mr. Alfie, feel that way. I think we just have an easier way to think about resources and money than some of the younger traders around us. They definitely want to get rich, and I think a lot of us older guys are just like, I don't need to be rich. I know what I need to be content and happy and stress-free, basically. And that's not necessarily insane amount of wealth. Just trying to chase insane amount of wealth is probably not going to lead into a very healthy lifestyle anyway. But just, I'm with you. I'm just, I'm trying to just be consistent enough that I have enough that I can rely on myself to do what I need to do in life and not have to be dependent on a paycheck from someone else. I think he's the oldest guy in here. I think he's the oldest guy in here, John. He's older than me by, I think, a year and a half or so. I only need 5 million from props. I can manage the rest. Market structure break for me is a close of the body above or below. If it doesn't close above or below, displacement is the key. Displacement is the key. So you want displacement. That's the key for any kind of close or momentum shift. You want to see displacement. Closing above. If it just wicks above and closes back in, and then it's often going like it did here. It wicked above, the body closed below the last high, and we went down. And then, you know, that's what you want to see for me is I want to see body closures It's like ICT says, the wicks do the damage, but the bodies tell the story. So you want to follow the open and close of the bodies more than the wicks. Wicks can grab liquidity and then reverse price. The bodies tell the story. I am old though. He is old. See, it's okay to be old. I don't know why everybody's like, "Who are you calling old?" I don't mind being called old. Like I'm old. I've lived a long time. I've lived almost half a century. That's old. Especially considering when most of the traders nowadays are like 20, 21, 23, 24. Displacement means that the level was accepted and it's moving out, up or down for another. Correct, John. That's correct. That is correct. Oh. I'm probably going to stay on for another 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll probably call it a day today. There's not much more to see. The news is hit. Now it's just a waiting game. And I've been on 2 hours waiting and talking. We've had a good stream talking about a lot of good psychology stuff today. And mindset. And some coaching. So feel really good about that. A lot of good content in there. A lot of good value. Now it's just trading now, and trading is boring. Trading is waiting. There's nothing else to do except just wait. How old are you, Abel? Are you older than 50? I think Mr. Alfie is in his 50s. I'm almost 50. I can't remember how old John is. I don't think John's as old as I am. Maybe right. We may be about the same age. 43. Yeah, you're old. Especially in trading years, you're old. You're very old. But you're not as old as me. Muhammad, my dad's 55. Mr. Alfie could probably be your dad, Saeem. I don't think he's 55. Shanghai's 20. You guys are old. We are, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being old. With age often comes wisdom and experience that you youngins just don't have or understand. The perspective that we have. Yeah, I thought you were over 50, 51. Yeah, I'm 48. I'll be 48 for 6 more months. My birthday's in May. So, approaching the half-century mark rather quickly. Our trading years like dog years. Feels like it. If you've been trading for 4 years, then really you're like a 50-year-old as a trader. Seeing as most traders are out of this within 1 or 2 years. So if you've been trading for more than 2 years, you're pretty ancient. Makes sense to me. All right, we're reaching up here into some buy-side liquidity, so I'm going to be very interested to see how the market responds once it taps into some of this buy-side liquidity here. I'm stuck at 25 at heart. When I was 25, let me think. When I was 25, that was the year 2000. Is that right? Yeah. It was the year 2000. I was 25 in Y2K. I had been married for about 4.5 years, 3.5 years, sorry, and had a couple kids. I can barely remember 25. That was a long time ago. I'm almost double that now. It's almost 25 years ago now. I was married at 21. I was married in 1996. December of 96 is when I was married. So we're coming up on, this year will be our 27th wedding anniversary in December of this year. So I was 21 when I got married. Shanghai says the body gets older, but the spirit stays young. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good way to look at it. My dad married my mom around 96, 97. That's the same year. Yeah, that we got married in 96. So I definitely am old enough to be your dad. 100%. You just call me Brad Dad. Call me Daddy, Saeem. Don't do that, please. Uncle. I'll be your uncle. I don't want to be the drunk uncle. I want to be the smart uncle. I want to be the rich uncle. That's what I want to be. Everybody needs a rich uncle. I want to be the rich uncle. Grandpa. Yeah, I'll be a Pops. You can call me Pops. It's fine. Come on, John. Who's your daddy? I'm old enough to be a grandpa. I've got two kids that are married. I'm on the clock. I could be a grandpa any day now. We're just waiting for the phone call. They've both of my two oldest kids are married. Both of them have basically been married for an entire year. So at any point now, we could get the phone call. We could get the message. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I am ready to, we're going to be called Honey and Pops. That's our grandparent names, Honey and Pops. My wife wants to be Honey. She wants to be called Honey. Not Grandma, not Grams, not Mimi. She wants to be Honey, and I'm going to be Pops. So we're going to be Honey and Pops. All right, we've grabbed some buy side liquidity here on Eurodollar and on the dollar DXY and on GU. Definitely still anticipating weaker prices here. So just waiting for price to roll over here and create some kind of displacement to the downside. I don't know if we're going to get it or not, but Mr. Office says, I had a young girl who worked in my team who referred to me as Uncle Knobhead. Whoa. Why? Knobhead? You got a funky head or something? What's wrong with you? Why would she call you Knobhead? Honey and Pops is my favorite cereal. That's a cereal? Is it Honey and Pops? I thought that was Honey Smacks or something. Is it? Oh, I guess it is cereal. Honey Smacks, Corn Pops. It's not. Oh, what's this right here? Oh, that's like an off-brand of the Kellogg Honey Smacks. Kellogg's has Honey Pops. Oh, I guess it does have Honey Pops. I don't know that I've ever had Honey Pops. Interesting. Well, that's where we're going. And I'm still getting tagged in all of the giveaways. Y'all don't need to tag me in the giveaways, man. Get some other Discord friends and tag them in all these giveaways. I get notifications all day long about being tagged in a giveaway. Who wants to know the stats for traders who were trading CPI today? I don't have friends. Shanghai, all you need to do is join the Discord and you'll have some trading friends in there, all right? Go find some trading friends over in the Venator Trading Discord channel so that you can tag people in the upcoming giveaways. Let me guess, 50% of them have blown the account. Probably. That was a Bespoke Funding tweet, by the way. Bespoke was tweeting who wants to. They always put out the degenerate gambling stats from people who tried to pass their challenge with CPI. This would be a very difficult CPI to make any money with, because if you were just going to try to be one-sided, both sides got ran, so both sides got swept, which means if you had saddled orders here, if you were short, your stop probably got hit, and then you got triggered long, and then your sell got hit, and this is just ugly. Very ugly price action. No clear direction now. We're half hour after the news, and we have yet to find any clear bias or direction from that news event. All right, so here's what I'm going to do, guys. I think I'm going to call the stream here today. Good couple of hours hanging with you guys, being able to chat and talk. Don't forget, if you're going to purchase a challenge, use that discount code or the affiliate link. It does help support. Hit that like button before you get out of here today. Hop over on Discord. We'll be chatting things up over on Discord today. And if I see anything after we get off the stream here, I will, of course, be posting it on Twitter and in the Discord channel. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Happy hunting. And we'll be back again tomorrow, Thursday at 7 a.m. New York time. Adios, y'all.